Welcome to Level Up, a podcast for independent artists navigating the Asian music industry. I'm your host, Giselle Koh. I'm a music journalist, the founder of platform Asian Pop Weekly, and an all-around Mandopop nerd. Join me in taking control of your career as an artist, and I'll show you how to make the most of it. So every artist hopes their music can be taken to its full potential. But as indie artists, which path to take or how to reach that potential isn't necessarily clear. And so that's the reason I started this podcast. As I said before in the intro, my name is Giselle Koh and I'm the host of the Level Up podcast. So a little bit about me before we begin. I was born in Singapore but brought up in Australia, and as a result of my unique upbringing, I got into Taiwanese music and Mandarin music quite late in my teens. And because I was based in Perth at the time, and I guess because of my personality, I decided to learn how to speak Chinese myself in a Western environment. And that really helped me to, that plus my passion for music really helped me to get into the Mandarin music scene in a horizontal way, because I guess I didn't grow up in Taiwan or in mainland China or even in Singapore, and I have no connections to the scene whatsoever. But just being super passionate about Mandarin music in the way that I am, was what helped me to create Asian Pop Weekly. And for me, that's kind of where everything started, creating a website which helps to make Mandarin music accessible for Western audiences. But it also helped me to create some connections with artists on the scene in the Mandarin music industry, and even helped me to get some of my future roles, be it working with indie labels such as Mei Mei Wawa, Lara Liang Xinyi's label, or SKR Present, Scott Sugiyama's label, or even my current role as a digital distribution label manager for aggregator Believe Digital. On top of this, I'm always curious and I'm always learning. So I've also been taking, side gigs, working in the fields of PR and marketing and copywriting and things like that. So through that, I also managed to work with some really cool artists, such as Asian Australian artist Yo, whose manager Vivian, by the way, helped me come up with the name for this podcast. So thank you very much. But anyway, I guess I do have a lot of different perspectives of the music industry that maybe some independent artists don't. So those are basically what I wanted to share with everyone through this podcast. From being a writer in the music industry to a label manager to a member of different setups in terms of independent teams, I've seen intimately the kinds of questions and concerns that artists tend to have, from how to position themselves to how to build a team, or even understanding the intricacies of handling your music and online presence. To me, these are all questions that every artist, and no matter what point of your career you've had. And so these are the questions that I hope I can answer through this podcast. But at the end of the day, this isn't necessarily the main intention of the podcast. I don't expect every single topic to be relevant to every single artist. But the main thing that I hope everyone can get from this podcast as an artist is a sense of empowerment. To be able to make your own decisions in a pinch, where there might not necessarily be anyone there to help you. Maybe you feel like taking a new direction, or maybe you want to do something a little different to what you've done previously and you don't have anyone who necessarily has that expertise to be able to help you take that step. Congratulations, you're now considered an independent artist. And this podcast is definitely the right place for you to be if you're in that situation right now. So to me, the whole point of this podcast is to help people level up, right? But to me, everyone's definition of leveling up is different. And this podcast's mission is to help you find it. So maybe for you, it might mean finding a label that's right for you to help you take the next step. Or maybe you'll find that through this process, actually going indie is in fact what works for you. And you can focus on next steps for building a team or looking at how to master your digital distribution business, whatever. Hopefully, this podcast can help you to continue exploring different ways to scale your music business. Either way, I'm here for you. And I hope that this podcast helps with specific topics or all the big picture decisions that you're facing right now. My dream is that artists everywhere, and especially artists in the Asian music industry or wanting to get into the music industry, I hope you can be empowered to take charge of your own careers and creative vision. So that's it for this little intro of what the podcast is about. I really hope that you enjoy the forthcoming episodes, and please subscribe to Asian Pop Weekly's Patreon page if you're super interested in leveling up and being held accountable for your music business, because we'll be putting up lots of supplementary worksheets and resources to help you on your artist journey on there. So that's about it from me, but I'm looking forward to leveling up with you on the next one. The Level Up podcast is brought to you jointly by Blossoming Bridge Creative and Asian Pop Weekly. Be sure to follow on our socials at Asian Pop Weekly, and also check out our website if you're looking for more Mandarin or Asian music content. If you like what you're hearing on this podcast, be sure to like, subscribe, and follow, and we'll see you on the next one.